And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 529. Today is Monday, January 13th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish.
10ish, and today we have a few top stories. BitPay integration lets users buy gold with cryptocurrency. U.S. judge rules that Craig Wright won't forfeit Bitcoin in climate case. Mobile phone retailer joins China blockchain land grab with U.S. startup investment. Dish Network files patent for blockchain-based anti-piracy system. And last but not least, NBA star Spencer Dinwiddie will tokenize his contract this week. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So prices did a good fake out over the weekend. A lot of people thought it was going to continue down. However, we had a big spike up for Bitcoin, which is sitting now at $8,100. Up 0.3% today. Ethereum sitting at $143 is down 0.33%. Ripple still hovering in that 20-cent range at 21 cents is down 0.5% today. Bitcoin Cash is at $265, up 2% today. And EOS at $3 is down 1.3%. So we have a mixture of green and red today. No real direction of the market, but we can see the slow grind up that we kind of saw in 2016. So starting to look like that in the Bitcoin market.
There we go. What's going on? Shannon Allen. Wife says no. Madam Crypto. Allison Thompson. Crypto Culture. Hello. See everybody starting to roll in.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Top story of the day. Shannon Allen said, Zay hit him up by Miami coming up this week as well.
Oh, yeah. I got you, Shannon.
BitPay integration lets users buy gold with cryptocurrency. That is right. One Gold, an online marketplace for buying, selling, and redeeming precious metals, announced a partnership with BitPay on January 13th that will allow crypto users to purchase gold and other valuable metals on Android and iOS services. What's going on with this story? And my thing when I see these is this a big deal? Will people be using their crypto to buy gold? Is that something that's a necessity in the market?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think for the long term, yes. I think they're ahead of their time. I think JM Bullion, who was the first company, I think, to accept crypto for gold, along with One Gold, along with some other smaller companies, they are basically realizing that at some point, crypto will overtake the gold market as well as most of the other store value markets. So when that becomes a thing, people would rather either buy gold and store it for something else, or they could use the profits from crypto to invest in gold when they see fit. The good thing about this integration is that this service provider, BitPay, they have over 30,000 merchants and One Gold. They will actually accept Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum in their mobile app. In addition, they will save 2% when the service is used on onegold.com. So they do two things I've always said. When you accept any type of cryptocurrency, for one, you get free promotion. For two, if you give discounts, you get more volume. So I think that's what they're going for. 2% save right there will push people to their website. More web traffic, more money ultimately. So this is a good partnership for them. And long term, most of the people who have gold or don't have cryptocurrency. Most people who have cryptocurrency may dabble in gold. So it's sort of bringing those two industries together.
All right. Crypto and Culture said, well, I get my brick of gold or nah.
We don't know, but crypto is verifiable. But with gold, some people are still gold bugs out there.
What's going on? Cornelius Broadnuts, Christopher Ladd said AP Mex accepts Bitcoin. Sergeant Crypto, Jacqueline Saba, greetings.
Greetings.
Wife says no, says buy gold with crypto. Why no one has time for that or space?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Clarence. We are KRBE Digital Assets Group. This is the Gentleman of Crypto. Shout out to you for joining in this morning.
Sergeant Crypto said, wait, wasn't Reggie Middleton doing that? Something similar.
He was trying to tokenize it, so it was a little different. It wasn't an exchange for gold. It was tokenizing your actual gold. So it's a little different because you actually get the physical gold, not just a representation of the value.
Speaking of Bitcoin, U.S. judge rules that Craig Wright won't forfeit Bitcoin in the Kleiman case. The United States District Judge has ruled that a previous sanction ordering Craig Wright to give up half of his Bitcoins to the estate of Dave Kleiman will not stand. U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhardt delivered the sanction ruling last August in a long-standing court battle over the alleged 1.1 million Bitcoins, which were mined by Wright and Kleiman partnership in the early days of Bitcoin, shortly after Wright claims he invented it. Of course, that judge at the time said that Wright did owe half that that crypto back over to the climate estate, and it looks like another judge is ruling against it. Is that what's going on here?
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like this judge, he's sort of on the fence with it. He basically stated here, he said the latest rulings that the sanction was not proper. He said that the facts, the equal partnership, do not specifically relate to the discovery issue, which is Wright's Bitcoin holdings. However, he did say that Wright did not make a good faith effort to comply with the discovery orders and should still pay the Kleiman estate's attorney fees. So $650,000 is what they're saying, which is nothing compared to half of their 1.1 million Bitcoin stash. That's 1.1 million Bitcoins, people, not $1.1 million worth. 1.1 million Bitcoins. So that's a large amount to have to split with somebody. Right. And if he doesn't have to split it, cool. But if he does have to pay the court fees, I guess that's him making up for it in the David Kleiman case.
Especially when he's passed away.
Yeah, he's already gone. So
I think that's the biggest thing where Wright is more or less is like, look, if anybody did have a stake to claim in this, that person's gone. It does not go to their family.
Yeah,
according to his belief system, it looks like, and that's what we're pushing with. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's wrong, but I get it. It's wrong, but especially when it comes to new technology. It's a lot of money. Yeah. And as we said, some business sharks in here, and we're starting to see it, of course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Craig Wright is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
It's man stood in front of a group of people and said, I have more money than your country. So I'm pretty sure he wants to back that up.
Takes a special human to do that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Mobile phone retailer joins China's blockchain land grab with U.S. startup investment. Looks like... I can't even pronounce it. I'm going to try Dixon Tong Technology Group. I think I did a pretty good job.
Pretty good.
Dixon Tong Tech. I had to do it twice. I feel good about it. 3 times. Dixon Tong Technology Group, whose parent company D-Phone is one of the largest smartphone retailers in China, has entered the blockchain space by acquiring a minority stake in a U.S. startup called Monsoon Blockchain. What's going on with Dixon Tong?
Oh, yeah. So this deal is worth over $100 million. Ooh. $100 million. The partnership between these two companies comes at a time when China is encouraging enterprise blockchain adoption, as well as the development of emerging technologies, also artificial intelligence. Dixon Tong's chairman and founder, Donghai Lu, said the deal will allow his firm to explore potential use cases that require both blockchain and technologies like 5G and the Internet of Things. D-Phone has been around since 1993, so D-Phone has put their work in. They've actually went public in Hong Kong in 2014, and they have 4 anchor investors, which include Lenovo Group, Qihu 360, China Telecom, and TCO Corporation. So just put that out there. These people are not losing money. So this blockchain startup that they're investing in, everybody who's been watching the channel or knows anything about Bitcoin and blockchain knows this technology isn't going away. So the investment is going to ramp up, and it looks like this is what's happening here. I think long term with China, they're not looking at anything for private people to get into it, but enterprise blockchains for these big companies are big in their book, I think.
So they're just looking for more, like you said, that institutional level companies, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're developing smart cities and AI and facial recognition and 5G, Internet of Things. All of these things are going to be connected at some point, and you can't have a bunch of private people with self-sovereignty if you want to have a connected system. So I think that's why they're pushing more of the money towards enterprise blockchains.
Right, and like you said, looks like they partnered with China's Tianjin city government in December to build an industrial park focusing on 5G Internet of Things with a total investment estimate to be over $3 billion. So like I said, they're definitely putting the money where their mouth is to make this happen.
Yeah, not playing.
Yeah, at all. And this article even covers the political side of it, which, of course, with China, when you talk about a lot of money, you can't separate the two. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this technology will affect the political process.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they basically got a dictator now, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they want to make it seem like you have a choice, but not really.
Hilarious. Let's see. Who else we have in here? Maybe I missed some of this conversation. I have no Oh, that's hilarious. Wife says no because of the way it sounded. Okay. Torrance J playlist. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be covering him today as well. Let's see, Mr. Confidence Senior or Mr. Gibson Senior, what's going on? Hello. Next story: Dish Network files patent for blockchain-based anti-piracy system. Wow, one of the largest U.S. television providers has published a patent application for a new anti-piracy management system that uses blockchain to enable owners to track how their content is being used. Looks like Dish Network application outlines a system that allows owners to embed an identification mark into the content's code that can be stored and regularly updated using a distributed ledger. Published Thursday, Dish says the proposal can better monitor and enforce ownership rights, alerting platforms to when content is used without permission. Wow. Yeah. Is this something that can actually work?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, if they have the technology behind it, which it looks like they do, Dish Network has been known because they accept Bitcoin for payments. Now they're moving into the blockchain space. Like we keep telling people, Bitcoin, for a lot of people, is just an investment. It's speculative. But the blockchain technology that's used by a lot of these companies, aka distributed ledger, is what they're pushing towards. It's more open, more transparent. And I think Dish Network's anti-piracy system would do well with blockchain because every single time there's a transaction on the Bitcoin network, it is verified. So every single Dish Network payment or any type of system that's used will be verified. So I think it will work. They will have to test it. I wouldn't put all in right now, but I will say there were companies that put blockchain in their name and they gained 150% for nothing. Now it was a blockchain iced tea. It was blockchain skateboards. It was blockchain everything. So if you have a real company with real value adding blockchain technology, I think Dish will be something to look out for, especially in the stock market and as well as in investment. So one of the largest satellite TV providers, now they're adding blockchain technology. It's coming, people.
And I see what they're doing. It makes sense. They're saying, of course, here their anti-piracy system, which was originally filed in July of 2018, would use blockchain to embed ownership data, owner's name and contact information, for example, into content that can only be uploaded and updated by the owners themselves. So I'm assuming the new movie comes out, The Irishman, or something similar, right? If you've paid for that service, then, you know, on that movie, on their identification code, there'll be a code somewhere listed where it'll have your billing address or something, and only you from that billing address can watch it. My only thing is, it kind of mentions it in the article, something that we've talked about numerous times, is it's unclear whether Dish Network's proposed anti-piracy system will work on its own blockchain or pre-existing platform. So, of course, the issue is if they decide to use their own blockchain or a centralized one, would be the fact that now you basically have another honeypot of phone numbers, contact names, or something like addresses. If this thing was hacked. But like you said, if it actually works the right way, I mean, yeah, I can see it work. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. A whole lot of copycats going to come out the woodwork. I can tell you that right now. But, yeah, this is definitely a step in the right direction, and it's good promotion for the market. I think people are starting to see now it's mainstream. It's not even a fad anymore when people throw it out there. It's sort of like, oh, yeah, of course we have a blockchain strategy. I mean, if you're a business developer right now for a company and you don't have any type of blockchain, Bitcoin knowledge, you probably got a couple years before that's a fireable offense. Like, you don't know anything about blockchain or Bitcoin. Yeah, you got to go.
It's a fireable offense.
Yeah, you can get out of here, please.
Oh, it's a disgrace.
They won't even have an interview with you. But yeah, at a certain point, I think it's gonna get to that. And then we're seeing it in live. I mean, if you've been watching us, we're watching it live all year.
Torrance J playlist said buy a 4K TV but use cable/satellite picture sucks. Grant Roger, what's going on? First time seeing his name, says stealing satellite signal is pretty common. This is what happens when you get a chat room full of technologists in there. Is everybody like, all you gotta do is hook up the A to the B and boom.
Hey, shout out Sergeant Crypto. He's like, no more bootlegs. Hack Fire Stick in the future. While they're doing that, some kid in the basement is going to find a way to solve that problem. That's what tech is. Somebody solves a problem to get rid of the people who are stealing it, and then somebody figures out a way how to steal that, and then that becomes the industry. I'm sure the next wave of Fire Stick people or people that get their free satellite, they'll figure it out. It always happens.
And kind of to mention this too, this technology is already out in the sense of when you think about iTunes, some of the music you buy where if you're not registered, you can't listen to it anymore. If you're not signed into your account. So it's basically the same thing they're saying, that if you're not signed to your account, you can't watch these movies. But of course, they're saying that all the numbers, all the account names, all the synchronization will be done on the blockchain, of course, to speed things up. So we'll see how true that is, of course. All right, last but certainly not least, top news of the weekend all over Twitter. NBA star Spencer Dinwiddie will tokenize his contract this week, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, starting today.
Right? It looks like as of January 10, 2019, NBA player Spencer Dinwiddie will offer bond-backed security tokens involving his NBA contract in a matter of days. Despite a back and forth with the NBA starting in September 2019, Dinwiddie and the league have seemed to finally reach an agreement which will constitute a first ever for the nascent security token industry. Like, I've had so many questions about this. How does this work? He's tokenizing his entire contract. What blockchain is he using? Can we buy a piece of it? How does this work?
Oh yeah. So the actual tokenization mechanism is called Dream Fan Shares. It is a blockchain-based investment platform. He's selling 90 SD8 coins. That's what he's calling them. Spencer Dinwiddie, his number is 8 coins that will enable him to collect up to $13.5 million of his guaranteed $34 million contract. Based on, it's sort of a business loan of sorts. So basically, out of those 90 tokens, he'll collect $13.5 million from accredited investors, where they can basically invest with the notion that later he'll earn more money. And he has his first All-Star game bid this year, so this is actually giving him free promotion. Once again, free promotion, and you can earn more money basically by using Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, tokens, all of these digital ways save you money, so you actually gain money in the end. So this $13.5 million that will be collected from Spencer Dinwiddie's investors will allow him to basically get that money up front. He doesn't have to wait till the end of the year. And for those investors, if he does increase in his contract, it's a way for them to make money as well. So, long term, I don't think, like we always say, the first person through the door gets shot. Right. So I don't think this will actually go over well with the NBA, nor do I think it will actually work per se, only because we haven't seen it work. And once it does, then we can explore and see from there. But I just know that if you're trying to take down some of the apparatus of the NBA or any of these big corporations, they're going to try their hardest to shut it down or make it seem like it's some sort of scam or that the legacy system is better. We'll see how it goes. But shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie for having the heart to do it. Got to meet him out here in LA. Got to handle my book personally. So shout out to Spencer, man.
Yeah, shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie, like you said, for at least moving forward and doing it.
Yeah.
Piggybacking on what Bitcoins they said, I kind of said the same thing when I first saw this article. Seems like a cool idea, novel idea. He's definitely the first person through the door. Mm-hmm. He's definitely going to piss some people off who have their legacy mechanisms of making money. And two of those, the first thing I thought about was, hey, Social Security and Social Security and birth certificates. I mean, that's a money-making business right there, people. Whenever you're being assigned a number, there's a reason, right? Human capital. So my thing is, if he starts this trend of tokenizing yourself, how does that affect other other contracts that are already out there on yourself?
Oh, yeah.
That would be one of my biggest questions. Because as you said, if this works, why stop at athletes? Why not go to that computer guy who's about to make the next big thing? I mean, kind of that goes toward that ICO pitch, but you can tokenize anyone eventually. Like, why stop anywhere? And again, I think that's already semi being done when it comes to Social Security and birth certificates. So we'll see how the government looks at that.
Oh yeah.
Chats with Decentralized said, when can I buy a part of the Lakers? You and I both.
Maybe quicker than you thought. I was talking about buying futures for Bronny James. I will invest in him right now at 14 to guarantee he'll be in the league in 5 years.
So I guess my question was how this is going to work when he does receive his new contract. So let's say right now he's at this contract. How much is his year? 13.5 or something? Or whatever it is.
13.5, yep.
Okay, so what happens if he does make an All-Star game, his next contract is a $60 million contract.
Oh, yeah.
How do these people get paid out if they've only bought into the 13.5 and they redone
his contract pays him back.
Okay.
Because it's a business loan. Basically, he gets a $13.5 million up front instead of getting paid weekly or bi-yearly.
Oh, so because that 13.5 isn't guaranteed yet.
Guaranteed. Yep.
Okay, all right. So
that money's already guaranteed.
Oh, that makes sense. So they're saying, we know you're going to stay healthy. We know you're going to keep playing basketball. So how would it work if an athlete, let's say you have a $50 million contract, everyone buys into it, you get your money up front, and then they say, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm done. How does that work? Like, I'm assuming it's gonna be written into like you will keep playing.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with a business. What if you invest $10 million into a business and the CEO says, I quit. Thanks for the money.
Okay.
You just got to take that risk. But of course, you have sit downs with people. You discuss future plans, and of course, his love for the game won't allow him to just stop. I think Spencer's proven himself. He's come up through the ranks. Nobody knew who he was. He came up to now. He's probably going to be an all-star this year. So nice. I think he's shown his love for the game. He won't pull a what's his name from the what's the quarterback that got the $60 million and just went home.
Oh, he's talking about Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, don't tokenize the Jamarcus Russell contract. You will be disappointed.
Well, that's my thing with this. I hope he has a love for the game, because once you switch over to the money game, and people are giving you that money up front, they're not working with their organization. Like, what was it, the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah.
The Brooklyn Nets in 2020 aren't coming to your house at 3 a.m. busting kneecaps open for investments. But some of these investors definitely wouldn't be happy if a player was like, "Oh yeah, I'm done, but thanks."
Yeah, that's not happening.
No,
But somebody
that's cool.
said Green Bay. That's funny. I said that to somebody a couple of years ago. I was like, Green Bay was way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, that's
were the
right. They
first to ICO.
tokenized their entire
They tokenized
team.
their
Yeah,
team, and they did it without knowing it. And they
Right.
have a more efficient way to do it now, but they just don't
That's
know
a
yet.
good point. They
I
were
mean,
ahead
somebody
of
got
time.
to. I mean, Green Bay is about to be in the Super Bowl. Hopefully, please get to the Super Bowl.
Whole
versus
city about to
Kansas
eat,
City.
literally.
If they make it, I mean, the whole city makes money off of that because if you bought tickets. Or if you invested in the company back then, your money is worth way more now. Your seats, everything is worth way more. So
Right.
shout out to Green Bay being ahead of their time.
Torrance J Playlist said basically he is betting against himself to get a much bigger contract. Yep, shout out to him for doing that, as well as Richard Sherman too, in a different way. Richard Sherman did. If you don't know, he didn't hire an agent to renegotiate his last contract. A lot of people call him foolish for doing it on his own. They said it was a high risk situation. He was coming off an injury, but he decided to renegotiate his contract. It turned out all right. He made a lot of his incentive pay, and boom. So I think we'll see a lot more of that. I can't wait to see more athletes betting on themselves because they are the people out there putting in that work. So
Oh yeah, and he was like, I went to school for this, man. Come
Like,
on, I
I'm
can
not-
do it
I'm not
myself.
dumb, people.
I'm not dumb, people.
Tiffany from New York, what's going on? Sergeant Crypto said yes, accredited investors only. Crypto and Culture said really no regular people. That's some bull stuff. Of course, that's what we always talk about. Is
All these little things they throw in there to chop you up, man.
now, how can you tell someone else like, no, they're allowed to invest in this contract, this new thing, but you're not, and you're not because you haven't made enough money already.
You're not the cool kids.
Even though they technically didn't make money either, but their parents left them some, so they're allowed into this club. That's
you're not a cool mom.
right.
You can't
Those
get-
are the laws
can't
you
get in
follow. Those are the laws, or those laws we all follow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Let's see. Jizzy Max said contract is guaranteed even if he breaks both legs, so there really isn't any risk.
Yeah,
Okay.
guaranteed money.
Let's see. So David Stern might allowed it. Adam Silver, I don't know. Let's see.
R.I.P. David Stern, rest in peace.
Yeah.
The best commissioner in any sport ever. Shout out to him.
Sergeant Crypto said, here's the rub. My clients that are accredited have no idea what money is or how the monetary policies really work. Everyone watching videos from you is more accredited than rich people.
I would tend to agree.
yeah.
I could probably sit in a room full of accredited investors and outdo them as far as what's good and what's bad. But at the same time, most of those accredited investors have been around long enough to have the money to make themselves feel better. So it's all good.
Chas of Decentralized definitely brought it there with the dark humor. Said, I tokenize Ryan Tannehill, the murderer. I'm not sure who that is.
The quarterback from, I think, the Vikings.
Oh, hilarious. I thought you meant a real murderer at first, but I guess the quarterback from the Vikings, playoffs is going on, still same. All right, other than that, that is the show for today. As always, thanks for watching. Do you have anything, Bitcoin Zay?
Oh, yeah. So this week, we'll be putting out an official announcement, but we'll be having the first Metronome meetup of the year in Miami at the Miami Blockchain Center. It will be this week, Friday, January 17th from 3 to 5. It'll be free food, free merchandise, and also a fireside chat with me and one of my comrades from Metronome. So
Hey, there we
if
go.
you're in Miami, make sure you show up, bring a few people. Like I said, it's free. It's free food. You might as well. Early afternoon, in between, dinner and drinking, whatever you're doing that weekend, come stop by the Metronome meetup in Miami and come holler at me. I'll be there. Bitcoin in Black America as well.
All right, other than that, that is the show for today. Thanks for watching as always, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.